Hey there, Pisces fan, how you be? Let's see what you have to look forward to, possibly, in May of 2025. I can already tell you that while pre-shuffling the tarot cards, I was seeing cards like the 8 and the 9 of Pentacles. So it was looking pretty good if you ask me. All right, so let's go ahead and cut the decks together, starting with the archetypes. Cutting into 3, pulling the middle to the top, and we have the Vessel. And the Vessel for me is pointing toward the future. And the Riddle, completely upright. And Apocalypsis is on the bottom. Interesting. This has been such a time for transformation for so many of us. The planets are planeting, right? You have become very comfortable in this portion of the journey, shall we say, with not having all the answers, right? Curious enough by nature, so it's fine. You know what I mean? And you've really been taking care of yourself, your body, and what you're putting into it, not just with whether or not you drink coffee and the like, but the kind of mental stimulus that you're taking in, the kind of just all of the input, right? But it's almost like that Vessel card is leading into the Riddle card. So maybe it's acknowledging that seeking, that fun and the exploration, right, in the journey versus the destination. Because it seems like there's a lot of change with that Apocalypsis card being on the bottom, right? But it feels like very good change, though. And you've really played your part in that, right? That kind of alchemizing manifestation vibe of it all. Let's go on to the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck, starting with Homeward. Take yourself out on a date. Have you been very focused on others lately? You need a little bit of R&R to... This isn't necessarily like go into burrito mode like it's a rainy day. This is literally self-care, self-love. Your self, you know, like let's go into like the 4 agreements and stuff, right? Loving yourself, being in love with yourself, and just taking a moment. Maybe you just need a moment this evening or today to just do something for yourself. It's a good time for that, right? And Library, take control of your own narrative. What's that about? Because like I'm not feeling so much like there's someone controlling you, so much as this has all been a part of figuring out your own narrative, right? This is a part of that cycle. On the bottom we have Thorns. Weave together the crown you deserve. Okay. There may be a bit of that burnout factor going on. Like I feel like there's a little bit of a reminder that the whole point of this is like, I'm thinking of like hustle and bustle. Like there's been a lot going on and you haven't really had that time to kind of check in with yourself recently. And it's kind of depleted your ability to really, you know what I mean? It's not that you aren't there for others, because this feels like a reminder anytime that I see it, that you still need that camaraderie, right? You still need to not just have it in mind like one of those daily mundane things that's just an underlying kind of thing or whatever, but like really be present in that support system that you have and that you're a part of, right? So I feel like this is just a recommendation to have a moment for yourself tonight, to, do the self-care routine and do something you really want to do. And you don't necessarily need anybody else with you, because it's enabling you in your interactions with others, if that makes sense. Let's see if we can get some extra clarification. Maybe. I'm going to try. With the tarot, I like to consider this like a story, either way, right? So let's see about chapter 1 is the Chariot. There we go. There's that movement, right? My favorite thing about the Chariot is that these Sphinx buddies have no reins. They're not tethered down, right? They know what they're doing. They know what the plans are that they have all made, right? And they're following intuition, all that yellow, that consciousness mixed with the blue, right? And all those stars. You're very, very aware. And not only of yourself and your life and your decisions and what you have going on and what you want, but there's that co-creating with the divine that is very much so occurring with you. Hello. And number 2, chapter 2 is the 3 of Wands. So whatever you've been building, whatever's been going on, it's time to expand, right? You're feeling that need for some elbow room, are you? Wanting that growth. Like, okay, now that we've reached this point, and maybe that's what that homeward card is about, is like it's time to recognize, okay, now that we've handled that portion of the transformation process, now it's time for more. Now it's time for more. There it is. There's that 9 of Pentacles card. Hey, luxuriate, fam. Look at all that, right? You've worked so hard. It's time to enjoy that fact, right? So maybe you've been really nose to the grind lately and you're being reminded to come up for air. Like, you've got it. You've been doing the thing, right? There's that Pentacles, that earth, that slow moving, deep focused earth energy with all that gravity, right? Dang, there's so much gold. I'm looking at so much gold, like even with these cards, right? And there's gold on this vessel, and even this Apocalypsis card has yellow. Fam, wow, look at that. Number 4, chapter 4, there's that 8 of Pentacles. What did I tell you? I was seeing the 8 and the 9 of Pentacles, and they came out to play. They were like, no, we're serious, okay? And so I'm considering that as not only confirmation, but emphasis. There's something you've been working on, that you've really been putting your time and energy and focus. No distractions, no nothing. Maybe you've just, hit that like hyper-focused and time has just flown away and completely gotten away from you, friend. Right? Because like this is something that, you're building up skills, you're mastering, right? Dang. So much gold. Underneath the Chariot is the Queen of Swords. One of the 3 cards, of the entire deck where we can see that entire sword and it's pointing straight up. It's not wavering. There's no confusion, right? And the thing that I love about these 2 cards when they come up in a reading, because it feels like such a bing bang, you know what I mean? A 1-2 punch. So she's got that little birdie with her, right? That has like a little bit of a hood on, because I feel like, especially right now, it's really representing that like I need to be free. I need to soar. But for right now, I need to focus on these things and I need to handle it. And then in this one, she has that red bracelet on her wrist, right? And there's that birdie up in the sky, right? That freedom, that mental clarity of knowing who you are, what your purpose is and what you're doing and such, right? And that's coming up underneath the Chariot card. So I feel like that's really emphasizing all of that planning that you've been doing, all of that work that is built up to this moment, right? So when it's time to really go, you're going to know. There isn't going to be any confusion with that. And underneath the 3 of Wands, we have the Five of Cups. So there's that moving on energy. There's that representation of things that have been on your mind that you've been carrying with you. But what I'm feeling this time seeing this card, this is like the first time I feel like I've drawn this card, that I can feel like this person is very aware of those two cups behind them. They just need a minute, right? And I feel like it's kind of cool that even though it's a card speaking of loss and mourning and depression, there's still a lot of gold going on down there, right? Both of these cards have very golden bottoms with that sand and everything, right? So it feels like this person is still very aware of what they're doing, their goals, and all of their work and stuff, but they have things within them that is a part of them, right? And it's just time. You just need more time. You're aware, you know what's happening, and you just need more time. Pisces, my fam, you feel things so deeply, right? You feel so deeply, and you just need to work through this. The card coming up underneath the Nine of Pentacles is the Fool. Like, I'm getting like a bit verklempt here, fam. To new adventures. Am I right? You've learned so much. So much. That's what I think of with this little doggy dog down on the bottom. Is that's the wisdom. Is like, hey, there's a cliff here. Whew, thanks, cool. In my 20s, I would have fallen. It's gonna fly. That's Thelma Louise's shit. No, please no, don't do that. But, right? But knowing better. And it's like, are you kidding? I love the smell of a beautiful day. You know what I mean? That awe and love for life, being alive and all possibilities, diving into the unknown and knowing that you're going to find your footing, luxuriating in this, right? And underneath that Eight of Pentacles is the Six of Swords. There we go. Back to the swords. And that movement. Moving on, leaving behind the choppy waters and moving into the calm. My question is, who do the people in the boat represent for you? Are they actual people in your life, or are they the different sides of yourself, your inner child, and that side of you that wants to nurture, but has maybe had to go a bit more inward and take care of themselves for a bit so that they could get back at it and stuff, right? And the epilogue to this epic tale is the Page of Wands. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, right? Okay, then it's time to go. And then hitting that moment when you look at that staff and it's like, okay, whatever will I do with you? I like to think with the Page of Wands is like a blank canvas, right? New creative ideas and such. What are we going to do with our passions this time? Right? Either that or you have a message coming in. It's like, okay, let's go, right? On the bottom of the tarot is the Death card. There we go. See, it's I like to talk about the color black in tarot, not just because I'm goth, but like, it's so different when you see it, right? When it's a black background, it tends to speak of depression and mourning, but when someone's wearing it, yeah, it can still speak of mourning, but protection. Black is a color for protection, right? This person just needs a moment. They just need to breathe. They're working through it. And this new chapter, the way everything is working out this month is just what you need. It's just what the soul requires, okay? This has been such an incredible time of transformation for you, right? And you've known, even when you're confused, you still know where your moral compass is, where what makes your soul purr. Like, I wonder if you even have any idea how much you inspire others. I feel like that's a problem. It's like, no, I don't know if problem, that feels a bit more severe for what I mean. Conundrum is all this work, and maybe there's a disconnect that's been going on while you've been working through this, right? Of really being able to know how you're affecting others, right? But this reading is full of gold and white. This is a time of enabling for your mind to, like, all of this work is coming to fruition. There's so many vibes that I'm trying to put words to right now, and I'm just like, bah. Let's try the extra notes. Oh, there was no wavering on that one. They were like, yes, these. Are the doors locked? That's a bit scary. Just make sure your doors are locked. Make sure your mind isn't so focused on other stuff. Make sure your doors are locked. Make sure you got your car keys, phone, wallet, all of that. You know what I mean? Do the checklist as you're going about. Better safe than sorry. At the very least, better safe than sorry. You may just have other things going on with your mind that something's getting overlooked. There may be someone, this is the I see you card, but like my note is ew, what the fuck. Someone may be being creepy. You may have someone creeping on you. Maybe that's a part of what you're dealing with. Maybe that's what's been making things difficult. Maybe that's what you're trying to get away from. So, but oh my goodness, having that are the doors locked and that I see you card come. Okay, someone needs to make sure you're being safe. Okay. Whatever is around can be a self-defense weapon, is all I have to say about that. That's all I have to say about that. On the bottom is hashtag soon, which should not be connected because this is the card of there's something you've been waiting for. There's something you are ready for, that you are waiting for the command or whatever. There's something you're waiting for. That's the hashtag soon. Because this quotes that Smith song, How Soon Is Now. How soon is now? Let's go. See, I've already waited so long. So, whoever's having to deal with that crap with someone being a creeper, may everything be handled well. Remember that you have a support system. And be safe. Make sure that everything's locked up tight and be safe. And whatever you've been waiting on, whatever it's like, boop-a-doo, it looks like May is go time. So, May's go time for the Pisceans. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm so happy for you. You have earned this, fan. Whatever glory, whatever, you know, is enabling your luxuriation, you have earned it. Enjoy yourself. Allow yourself to enjoy it, okay? All right? And until next time, always remember that I believe in you. You got this.